I'm live.
Okay. I will go live too then.
Best day ever? Cool. Cool. Okay. Can you guys see my screen and hear me? Hello, hello. Anybody? Anybody? Okay, let's get it going here. June 1st, usually, so I think there's a stat or something that says 80% of the first day of the month is always positive. If you look just at the indexes today, it wasn't really bullish at all, in my opinion. You see the pre-market, as I draw my lines every day, pre-market lows and pre-market highs. SPY closed under the pre-market low, so obviously it was just weak action all day. We dumped in the morning and then just kind of went sideways. But if you just look at the indexes, the story is different. So a lot of individual stocks ripped today. We had a lot of volatility, a lot of action. A lot of people in our group made money. See, XLF kind of held us up today. It was just completely sideways all day. QQQ and SPY dumped. So QQQ and SPY dumped right in the morning here and then just kind of went sideways for the rest of the day. Both QQQ and SPY closed under the pre-market lows, which is telling me it's kind of bearish action if you ask me. But at the same time, there's a lot of individual stocks, like I was saying. So as me, Ricky, and T have been saying for the last 2 weeks, the next leg up in the market will be led by China, in our opinion. So we all have Chinese names. I think Ricky has Baba, T nailed JD this morning, and I also have Baidu. I have Baba and PDD in my account. PDD we called out today. I think just on this dip, I think the calls are up over 45%. We're still holding them. Those are July 150s, and they look great. And I think continuation happens on China. So I'm just going to go over a couple Chinese stocks right now. You see this big gap. Another reason I picked PDD over the other ones is PDD has a tendency to run more than the other ones. So this is, and the daily chart looked like this to me. Just give me a second. Let me adjust this line a little bit. There you go. You got that little breakout today. You got a little pullback at the end of the day, but no big deal. It was up 11.5% today, which tells me there's a lot of follow-through coming. There's nice volume coming into Chinese stocks. Another play called out by T today was this Clove. I took one look at the weekly chart. I was like, yeah, this might be the bottom here. So see how we have this very clear support at $7. We bounced off it a couple of times on the weekly chart. The daily looks okay. And looking for some follow through on this one. It's just a bounce back play. It's not the cleanest chart, but we have time on it, and it's $9 calls were well priced, so I jumped in with them. NEO with an absolutely huge day. You see this right off the open, huge green bar and followed through all day. If you look at the daily chart here, they had a lot of good news today. They beat all expectations. And look at this breakout. This is the daily wedge breakout, and if you zoom out even more on NEO, this is just picture perfect weekly breakout right here. So you have a falling wedge here on NEO on the weekly, clean breakout last week, and this week started perfectly by getting us over the moving averages. There's a lot more upside for NEO in my opinion, and let's see where we can go. Next level I am looking at for NEO is 52, and then we have 65. So 52 and 65 are the next levels for NEO. That's $10 and $13 higher. So there's a lot of opportunity for this one to go follow through. If it does take a dip, I might add a position here. We got this BBIG, which I called out last week. Had a good close here. We had a lot of volume coming in at the end. It closed almost at the high of the day. The chart looks pretty good for a reversal. That's why I jumped in last week. We had this wedge breakout. Pulled back here. I thought it pulled back enough because it bounced off this moving average here, which is the 50-day EMA. Bounced off that, and now today we had nice follow through. It's just an inside day though. We have to see which way this breaks tomorrow. So level to watch tomorrow, it has to be over 319 or under 285. And that's all that you have to be watching for BBIG. We got Alibaba today, huge gap up. Closed way worse than PDD and the other ones. That's why I jumped in PDD. Closed near the low of the day. So I don't really like that, but I want it to stay over this 219.75 level. Today it closed underneath this resistance. So I want it tomorrow to close above it. Let's see what happens. But it is a huge gap up, so we need more strength and more buyers tomorrow. Or else we could potentially fill the gap back down to 214.50. And I know Ricky's sitting back there swearing at me because he loves Baba. But it might fill the gap down as well. Let's see if China gets any follow through. We have these snow calls if it ever wants to load. Last week, why did I roll over? I rolled over because I made a lot of profit on the weeklies, I think over 600%. And then I rolled into the 250s for this week because we closed on Thursday above the level. So we closed above the 243.50, which is a huge resistance. So I figured that we would just pop and go. We did pull back the next day, and today we did not get through it again. So I'm just waiting for these. Probably wants the moving averages to catch up and then do an explosive move up, but let's see what happens. Lower level is 230.25 to 230-ish level to be watching underneath, and 244-ish level to be watching on top. Got Shopify. This one, just a stinker. It had great news with Google, which is why we jumped in those butterflies. Today, no action at all, just completely sideways. A lot of bear volume at the close. I don't like the close at all on this Shopify. We're still above the level. Like I said, we're just waiting for 1300 to break. That's the only level that matters right now. We got this PIRS. I'm still holding this one. I hate holding small caps for a long time, but this chart looks really good. All I'm waiting for is these moving averages to catch up a little bit. It looks like it's holding the low of the bull flag. And when it does move, I expect a very explosive move. That's the only reason I'm holding this one. And SC, my favorite company in the market. I mostly have the same charts open almost every day. There'll be one or two new charts just because I jump in new positions. But usually it's just the same charts open every single day, as you guys probably noticed. So SC, again, solid support here at 208.55. And target is up here at 280-ish. If it gets to 280-ish, I will sell some of my position of my equity, and then I'll try to reload it on a dip later. We got SLV, silver had a very strong open here today. Sorry, my computer is like super laggy because this OBS. We had a super strong open, and then it just dumped all day. Again, I'm not worried about this one. I don't watch it too much. We still have 3 weeks. As long as it stays in this channel and heads up to 27.50, we should make a nice gain on those options. If it gets through 27.50, we could short squeeze to the moon. Like, this thing's shorted like crazy right now. You got Faye. It's a very, very slow mover. Not really moving much at all, just completely sideways on the daily. So it looks fine, it looks great, but it's just a very slow mover. Today we broke the top of the flag, but obviously there was no follow through whatsoever. And it's up 40 cents after hours according to TradingView, but I don't trust TradingView. So here goes GME. It just keeps on squeezing. So these companies, usually I'm just in it for a trade, not an investment. But GME, there's something up with this one. Like, it's holding this flag completely for the last 4 days. And it could look at the last time it had a flag for 4 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it had 5 days sideways here, and then it popped. So that's a similar kind of move I'm looking for right here. Maybe 1 or 2 more rest days to let the moving average catch up more, and then I expect another runner here. I still have some of my equity in that one. You got Nvidia. They have that shareholders announcement thanks to Turkey. I seen it through him. I seen that picture through him. Today in the morning they dumped with QQQ and SPY, then completely sideways, then it ripped at the end of the day. I missed this move. I was watching a different chart, but for those who caught it with lottos, congratulations. We had a little dump at the end of the day here, but everything looks fine on the daily, and the split is coming soon, so let's see if we get some follow through on this one. That's a weird looking candle on the video on the daily, but everything else looks fine on this one. You got Airbnb. I think anyone that took the calls with me, if you're still holding, you're up over 160%. The daily looks great. The weekly looks great. It looks like the bottom is in. and we are over the 12-day moving average. What I want now is I want this 12-day moving average to start curling up and pass over the 26-day. So that's all we're waiting for on Airbnb. I fully expect it to get to 150-ish level. What is this level? Yeah, 150. Once we get to 150, our options should be worth 200%. We have 3 more days on them. I might roll them over. Let's see what happens. If it starts consolidating, I'll roll them over immediately. We got this Tesla. Tesla had a big dump today. Came right back at the end of the day. So the level for Tesla, in my opinion, I want it to hold 622 and then 617 to the downside. And I want it to hold, and I want it to go up to 628 to the upside. So to the downside, you got 617, 622. To the upside, 628. But obviously Goldman Sachs is all over Tesla, so watch his levels as well. We got the AMC. We had that for a while. So I caught the lotto in AMC for a little gain. What happened was we caught it. We sold half for like 40%, 45%. And then they released the news right here. I forgot the name of the company, but they released news that AMC is way overpriced and they're selling all their shares. We had this huge red candle, and I don't really like AMC in the first place, so I just sold my last half break even. Still made money on the trade. I'm just showing you that because that's how I manage a trade. If I get up, that's why I always scale out. I'm not this diamond hands garbage. Like, good luck to those guys, but I don't believe in that stuff. So as soon as I got my pop, 40-ish%, took out half, dumped down, and took out half a break even. Still a winning trade on even bad news. We got this Palantir, who had a beautiful daily candle today. If you look at this daily candle, it looked better a little bit earlier, but it's still a hammer candle. Still looks great. Low bear volume right here, so there wasn't many people selling. It was just no one was buying it today. So Palantir, keep an eye on that one for a move to 25.50. As long as it holds above 22.50, this one should go higher. We got this CWH, the camping play. This one's also up 200% now if you followed me. This is an hourly chart, so you see it bounce perfectly off support, and it's been going up ever since. Any stock that goes straight up in a line like this, they do need consolidation. So nothing about this pullback is unhealthy. This is normal consolidation. Look at the volume. There's no selling pressure there at all. So if there was pressure like this, then I would be worried. But there's no selling pressure at all. We're still in the channel. I still expect to move up. Next level up is 47.60. And then after that is the $50 psychological level. At the top, hopefully we get to the top of the channel by the end of next week. That's when our calls expire. And thank you guys. I hope you had a great day. I know everyone at My Stock Life did a lot of good trades, made some money today. It's a great way to start June. And I will see you guys later for our session at 6:30 or 7:30. Sorry. Have a great night. See you tomorrow.